Hey beautiful humanity, welcome to Sayuna with Pleiadian Soul Messages. A lot has happened in the meantime and extraordinary things, and many things cannot even be put in words. It's beyond words and beyond the workings of the mind. So yeah, let's say it's beyond magnificent. But at the moment you can feel, especially today, that you feel trapped, or if you can feel irritated, you can feel like you're locked up, not enough space, you want your freedom. Wherever you go, you seem to be walking to a wall, touching the wall. So anyways, the feeling of being trapped is because the darkness is feeling trapped, and there are programs in your mental body, physical body, and also the etheric body going on that are not you. You are always love and you're magnificent. So those programs that you may feel as it is being you who feels it, it is not you who feels it, but has been part of you so long, or is going on in the collective, it is really felt very deeply. And that's all right, because you are helping then also to transform them within your own bodily systems. Just understand it's not you. And you can also transcend them very quickly by having the clarity where it comes from and set them to the light. And also to possess your own body, to take place in your own body. And you can keep on repeating, I am here, I am present. Because it helps your soul self to really incarnate and enter within all of the places within your bodily system. Because many times when situations happen in your life, or shocks, trauma, grief, even when you're unconscious, for example, taking drugs or open the portals in a forced, wrong, synthetic way, or when you take alcohol, unconscious things can enter within your bodily system because you then are not present. And when you're not present, something else is present or takes over, because there's never the real emptiness. When the real emptiness happens, you will always become sick. So you need to take the place within your own bodily systems, because there is where you are also safe and where your power lays, and your immunity will directly go up and get so much stronger when you are fully present within your bodily systems and onto the earth. So this is a very important part to understand. And the other new important part to understand is that you give your consent. To give your consent is another very underestimated powerful tool, one of your greatest powers that you have, without many people understanding, because many people feel victimized and a victim, and that they have no power over their lives or their choices, which is actually not true at all. Yes, it could be that you ended the planet and with different contracts, and that things happened beyond your conscious will. But of course you chose to be on the planet consciously before you came incarnated. And then things happen that seem to be happening without your will. And some of them are happening without your conscious will. So what is important is to take your power back. What do you give your consent to? Who are you giving your consent to? Who are you serving? Who are you worshipping? Who are you talking about? Who are you looking at? Because we are telling you, many of the ones you are talking about and looking at are the biggest role players of the darkness, so to say. Doesn't matter how you call them. But it's very important to become very, very clear who it is you are serving, obeying, giving your consent to, and even worshipping. Some of them are so clear. They're in front of you. You can see it. If you look at them, you can feel it with your intuition. They are not humanoid. Remember, they are very clever. And so also the people in your families, and even many of you who came in with an immense high level of light and understanding, have agreed to be born into families who were hybrids, because there have been a lot of manipulation and mixing of genes. Genetic manipulation or eugenics have been one of the great programs of the ones who have been stationary at Orion for a long time, or Orion. So those bodies of your parents, you can say, your earthly vessel parents, whatsoever, many times one of them or both were half reptoids. And so you also carried it within your body, which also means there are a lot of those programs running. And one of those parents or both were usually very unpredictable and manipulative, controlling, sneaky. I mean, if you see the movie of Mowgli and you see how the snake tries to manipulate Mowgli, can be very friendly. Hello, really? Tell me. And then you're telling, and then you think to yourself, I don't want to tell it, because now they know, because oftentimes your weakest points are used against you, of course, but also you are triggered all the time when something happened and you are being manipulated that it's your fault. When you follow your intuition, when you feel joy or being spontaneous, you are ridiculed, you are manipulated, that it's nonsense, humiliated, laughed at. You're starting to not trust anymore who you are and what you're feeling. You start to shut up, because they often shut you up as well. And especially when one of those parents was also even abusive, physically, mentally, psychologically, sexually, and a trauma has happened, of course, 100,000% those negatives have been also present in one or more bodies, reptoid bodies, to consume the energy. Because it's not really so much personal, it is more they protect their gained territory, the place where they want to reside, and also their cattle, which is their humanity. They see humanity as cattle. And even the cattle that you have as humanity on the planet is not a natural, harmonic way of living or invention, and created a lot of harm, a lot of trauma for the entire planet and the human consciousness, and made everything out of harmony and balance. But they are trying, and they always protect it, and they are doing it very well, just as ants controlling their cattle or the leaves that they're milking. They want to keep their cattle, and they need to have a very low vibration because that is where they thrive in. It was your task to come in with so much light through those half manipulated bodies, half reptoid, half humanoid, and to constantly pull in the light of yourself, your multidimensional selves, your star family, and your I am presence. So by all the time pulling in light, whenever you were in pain or in desperate feelings, you were all the time pulling in more light, asking more light, asking for help, focusing on the most positive, and in this way you brought light to the darkness, and you transformed and transmuted even those bodies. And this was also a way to bring light again to those reptoids, because not all the reptoids were evil or servants to the darkness either. But however you say it, at the moment there is a lot going on within our skies, as I said before, and especially the sun and the moon. You can see a lot of activity going on, and you can now see it with bare eyes. You don't need a binocular or any other tool to see it close up. You can see it with your bare eyes, and because a lot of humanity does not have yet the ability or the consciousness, the awareness, are not ready to see all the things happening in the open. So yes, there is a big curtain, a grey curtain all over to cover the sun and the moon and the sky from the most of humanity. And it has also good reasons, and it has also some negative effects on your bodily systems as well. But just know this will only be a very, very short time. Now the darkness has tried to flee. They have tried to flee into the moon to hide, and also the things that they have been hiding, and the trapped souls are being freed. And this is very important, because not only on our planet and within our planet, but also on the moon and other places within our galaxy, they have been hiding and trapping, such as Mars, different souls, but also sources from the earth and riches from the earth. A lot of gold and diamond, but also very important crystals and a lot of energy, because if they take the energy, they have the energy and you are missing the energy, so to say. So for whatever they have used your energy to create something else with your energy, or to feel something else, your energy needs to return. So you can see it if, for example, they have $1 billion monies, $1 billion, for example, which they stole from 1,000 people, then that money needs to return to the people. But first they need to be cleansed and returned to their original pure form. Well, this is an example. Sorry for that, because it's not about money, of course, it's about your energy. Because as above, so below, not all the water from your planet is always the same water, and it can take different forms, and some of your waters are trapped in Antarctica. A lot of your waters are trapped as snow and ice that is never melting, and it is needed to be circulating always. But it doesn't matter, either it's vaporized, or it's in a river and it's fluid, or it's in your body. It will always circulate and it will always exist. It's never less. The same with all the matter in the universe will always be the same matter in the universe, will never be less. But the story about that there was only particles in our universe in the beginning, and then the experiment was there to create antiparticles. And those antiparticles I'm sorry, somebody is disturbing me at the moment. Those antiparticles have been the reason why the entire universe was out of harmonics, because universal harmonics is also why you are being called humanoids, humans, humanity. And it is now the choice and the time to turn back to universal harmonics. And this will happen because the highest of the highest is deciding that he's dreaming a new dream, which does not contain any more antiparticles. And what is happening on the planet on the moment is that all those antiparticles are being annihilated, turned around, because everything has been reversed by the darkness, used against and reversed. Sometimes literally you can see it in so many of your language, such as evil, turn it around and it is alive. So everything will be restored to its natural, authentic blueprint, its natural, authentic creation, which is the universal harmonics, and a universe with particles which are always circulating, always moving. And if the universe expands and the particles, that what is in the matter, expands, it is still the same amount of particles. It is only expanded, but it's still the same amount. It can also be very small, but it's still the same amount. There's always the same harmony going on. So I'm just saying, if you have 3 huge dots, and those 3 huge dots expand in 3 huge suns, there's still 3. There's not suddenly 2.5, you know. I know I'm not explaining this very, very right at the moment, but I hope you're understanding the story where I'm talking about. We are going back to the universal harmonics, and a lot of stress or irritation that you can feel at the moment, especially when it's about being trapped, not having enough air, not having enough energy, not having enough space. It has to do with how the darkness is feeling. And it is because the darkness is being cleansed or, taken away from the existence. Because there's no more space for the 3rd and the 4th dimensional timeline. It's almost closing entirely. We are already taken out of it. And now the darkness is being filtered out. And as soon as this process has finished, those metal curtains would disappear, which were also, of course, antiparticles, because the antiparticles were always square. There is no square in the harmonic universe. But those darkness have done everything with square, including all the heavy metals. They are square crystals. From the nature, there is nothing square, because everything is in circles, because circles keep on circulating. The word itself is saying it already, circulating, and bringing back information to itself and expanding. And a square is blocking the flow, is trapping the energy, and is distorting. So the square does not belong in our universe. So now you can look around you and understand what squares have been used to control you, including, and you can understand how smart it is from the darkness that they created those heavy metals billions of years ago, or they were existing on the different planets or stars, and they understood how to get them out of the soil. I don't know how they done it, but they knew, of course, that those heavy metals would replace the normal natural minerals, the electrolytes in your bodily systems, and what a harm it would cause. And they will also know that, for example, in those pesticides or rat poison, which they have been spraying on your planet everywhere, and even giving announcement that they are spraying rat poison, and it's very necessary. But in the rat poison are heavy metals, which are blocking the vitamin K, for example, in your body to do its work. So you get stagnation again. Which is greatly influencing the flow of life, the flow of things in your brain, in your heart, in your blood, in your veins, in all your channels, because you are a channel, and in all the channels in your body. Your body is full of channels. Either it is your blood vessels, either it is your veins. You're always full of channels, your entire body. So it is very important that those are not blocked, while those heavy metals are blocking them by taking over the natural nutrients that are taking care for them always to function properly. And a television is square. Well, that has been the tool to hypnotize and program people. And the program itself is square. And many of those implants I found were square. So, those are part of the antiparticles, and the antiparticles' dream, or creation, so to say, has stopped, and everything is now reversing into the natural harmonics. And it takes a little more effort. And today I said to the Pleadian, I don't know what to do, how to help, because we are sleeping longer. Many of us who are at work at other timelines, we can wake up in the morning, and I feel myself waking up, had my normal sleep, but then go asleep again, and then I know I am busy at other places to give more energy to my avatar bodies, my multidimensional selves, to be at work, to help, to give the effort to what is really at the moment mostly needed, where the energy is mostly needed. Because energy will always go where it's needed at the moment, so you can trust this process. And so, I'm going to end this message just by saying everything is in order. But when I ask the Pleiadians, what can I do? Then they say, keep lifting up the vibration. So at the moment, and I said, really? So simple? Okay. It is true. Every time we need to remind ourselves, it is very simple, because we are not all those things that are happening. We are, by nature, love and joy and peace and creative. We are the energy that is unlimited possibility. So at the moment, you are always capable. I was just started to dance, make my own song, started to dance and be silly, and directly my energies were flowing and up. And that is what's needed. So celebrate. It doesn't matter if you have any reason to celebrate mentally. It doesn't matter if you're tired or whatever, but try all the time. Lift up your mood. Don't drag yourself down. And what are you giving your consent to? Keep in mind that is very, very important, because most of you are still giving your consent to the programs of the darkness, or serving their own agendas, instead of serving humanity, the universal harmony and divinity. If you would like personal guidance for your physical problems or health, as a holistic health coach, and also especially in these timelines, I'm being activated to give my service. Until the 3rd of March, there is still the reduced price of a very low price of €15 for half an hour. Could be reading, channeling, health coach, holistic health coaching. So it is a very personal process what you're going through at the moment. And you can connect with me. The details are in the information box down below the video. You can share the video, you can comment and like. I really appreciate to read your comments. And of course you understand, if you give your likes and subscribe, it goes more up into the ranks of the searching of YouTube, so more people can find it. Share the messages and be the love you are. Raise the vibration, celebrate. Don't let yourself being pulled down. It's just those programs of the darkness that are leaving you, that you have been living for so long. It would not even serve you if they would be gone all of a sudden. So it is going a bit slowly, but it's progressing and everything is in order. So remember who you are. You are love. You are light. You are the star of this beautiful dream that has now come to an end. You are the stars, all right? So thank you all for your presence. Thank you all for your light, your love. Be compassionate with each other, because it can be that many people are waking up and then it's only left the fight of egos, and to need to surrender the egos, and to need again to relearn to be in harmony together. But it's our nature, so we can. All right, do your best, be loved, be the love you are, and speak to you soon. And remember, you can connect with me. We can speak about the price that's reasonable for your income at the moment, because I understand many people have not much income, but everybody needs to live, so let's do it in a harmonic way, and you can always connect and receive help. All right, speak to you soon, and so much love, and bye bye.